Never know how to start these videos. It's like the hardest part. What's up, guys? It's that one total drama guy, and the thing that we're doing today is what if Eva, Noah, and Tyler were in total drama action. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in like 10 days. It was my birthday. Hashtag happy birthday, that one total drama guy. Anyways, we move on to episode 1. I know the original elimination is in episode 2. I'll get to that in a minute, but everybody still votes off Bridget and Jeff because they were making out. Gwen and Trent are still going to win episode 2, which means they have to pick the teams. And Gwen's first going to pick Duncan, which causes Trent to pick Lindsay. Then Gwen's going to pick Lashana. Trent's going to pick Tyler because Lindsay told him to do it. Gwen's going to then pick DJ. Trent's going to pick Beth, obviously because of Lindsay. Gwen's then going to pick Heather because of Lashana. Trent's going to pick Justin. Gwen's going to pick Harold. Trent's going to pick Izzy. Gwen's going to pick Eva. Trent's going to pick Owen and Noah because Gwen's not going to really want Noah. And we move on to episode 3. Now that Eva's here, she's going to be able to pull up like the makeup thing or whatever that was to the top of the hill instead of DJ just not being able to do it. This is going to get Chef to get very mad at DJ. He's going to be like, "Boy, we got to make a deal. You can't have a girl be the strongest member on your team. You understand me?" Which means DJ and Chef make the deal. Screaming gaffers, I feel like they're still going to win because of Duncan's acting, Lindsay and Izzy's poor acting. I think like because of the thing, they still switch. But I feel like the Killer Grips would still lose very easily. And I feel like they're just going to vote off Izzy. I feel like Noah would probably try to vote off Justin because he's suspicious about him from Total Drama Island Special. And he's going to try to team up with Izzy. But sadly, he's outnumbered. And we move on to episode 4. The reason I had episode 1 as the elimination instead of episode 2 is because every 4 episodes there's going to be elimination because we have more people. It just made things a lot more easier. And I didn't want to have 4 eliminations in a row. So I just did this. Trent's still going to throw for his team, which means at the end of the dance, because they're still going to win their respective parts. Yeah. Which means everybody just votes out Trent. It's like he's through the challenge. Gwen and Trent, they're still going to be a couple. They don't break up because they broke up in episode 5. But now that Trent's not in episode 5, they're still going to be together, which is going to cause some complicated things in World Tour. But I'm not getting into that. Yeah. Episode 5, the Western challenge. People who jump on the horse. Gwen, Duncan, Eva, and Harold. DJ, Lashana, and Heather, they all don't do it in the original. And I think Eva would be able to do it because, she wouldn't be chicken or something. It doesn't really matter in the end because the Grips are going to win the first part of the challenge because the only person that's not going to be able to do it is Tyler. I could see him easily, messing that up. Beth and Lindsay, they do it in the original. Owen does it. So, Noah could do it. And Noah's going to force Justin to do it because it's, at the tie between Eva. Which means they win. And they get to be the Cowboys while the Gaffers are the cattle. Here's the people that are going to get caught before, they use the ropes from when Chris was tied up. DJ and Heather. But when they get the ropes, Noah is going to be smart. He's going to use Justin's hotness. He's going to take off Justin's shirt, which will distract Eva, Lashana, maybe Gwen, but they still will be able to capture Gwen. And that leaves Duncan and Harold. Harold would be easy to capture, but Duncan would be the only, wild card. I think it would be nice if it came down to Noah and Justin against Duncan, and they beat him, the two enemies working down to take down a greater force. But that's, story-wise, it's a very small chance of that happening. But the Grips still win, which means the Gaffers have to send someone home. I think it's going to come down to Eva and Heather. Chef will tell DJ, you got to go vote off Eva. You can't have a girl be the strongest one on your team. And I feel like DJ might be able to convince, Harold or Gwen. but like everybody else is gonna vote off Heather because she's Heather. I feel like he would be able to convince Harold, because like Harold was like friends with Heather that one time, like the drama special. I'm just gonna call it the special drama island thing. It's too long. And also that scene in episode 3 was like, "I'll help you down, m'lady." Episode 7, the police, like the prison challenge, the prison movie. I think they're still gonna choose Lindsay to do the eating thing, and I feel like the Grips will now choose Harold because Gwen. They're no longer in like a alliance with Gwen because Trent got out back in episode 4. So the Grips are on their own, and I think they're gonna lose this challenge because of that. Because like Lindsay's gonna throw up first, which means the Gaffers have the shovel, and I feel like either Eva or DJ will push the cart, and Lindsay was for the Gaffers, and Lindsay will still push the cart for the Grips, meaning they would obviously win since Lindsay's a very slow pusher. And the fact that they meet up with Kaleidoscope and they leave them to a shortcut automatically proves their victory. But Chris is going to put Izzy on the Grips because, he doesn't want, like, people switching teams. He'll allow her to come back. She has to stay on the Grips, probably because of drama issues, that's what Chris would probably do. So the Grips have to vote someone off. And I think it's going to come down to Beth and Izzy. I think Justin's going to be like, he'll be usually able to convince Lindsay and Beth to vote off Izzy. He's going to be like, it's not fair that she came back, Tyler and Noah are going to vote off Beth because it would be easy for Noah to convince Tyler. He's going to be like, yo, Tyler, man, if you vote off Beth, you'll be able to take Lindsay all to yourself, and then we get rid of Justin, you'll have her even more to yourself, man. Think about it. Tyler's going to agree. Izzy's going to vote with Noah against Beth. Beth's going to vote with Justin against Izzy. And it all comes down to Owen. This was the hardest elimination because, would Owen vote against his own girlfriend? Or would he vote against Beth because Justin's manipulating skills? And I think Owen would vote for Beth. Solely because it's Izzy. He might have voted for Beth if it was Noah, but Owen can't vote at her girlfriend. She can't do that. And we move on to episode 8. Like I said, every 4 episodes is an elimination episode. So now we have to cover this one. Do the doctor challenge. This one's going to play out a lot differently because now that it's elimination, Duncan and Lashana, they're still going to study. So they're still going to all get sick. But in everybody's sickness, Noah is going to come up with a plan. He's going to realize it's real sketchy that, you study and then everybody just gets sick. And since Izzy mentions that, she was, a medical person, medical charter, whatever, she's going to ask for his help. They're going to get out of there together, the alliance. And then, everything's going to start rolling together. No one is going to realize first year medical, syndrome or something, whatever it was. And they're going to find out it's a ruse. They're going to win the challenge, which means the Gaffers have to vote off someone. I think Duncan will want Harold to go home. Lashana's not going to want this because she's trying to form an alliance between Duncan, Harold, Gwen. And this is going to get Lashana very mad at Duncan. So she's actually going to vote against Duncan with Harold. She's like, you know what? I'm done. I have Harold. I have Gwen. Why does it matter? And Duncan's going to be able to convince Gwen to vote for Harold. Because, there's obviously a relationship. We see it in World Tour. This is going to get Courtney really mad. And DJ's going to vote for Eva, which means it all comes down to who Eva votes for. And I think out of Duncan and Harold, Eva will vote off Harold. She respects the strategy of Harold. If this doesn't make sense, there are 3 votes for Harold, 2 for Duncan, and 1 for Eva. It means Harold is eliminated. I'm a little sad. I was really happy with what the writers did with Harold in action, so it's kind of sad to see him go this early. Oops. Episode 9. This one's really easy, the horror challenge. DJ's just gonna quit. It doesn't really matter who wins, but if I had to choose, I'd say the Gaffers. I'd say they'd lose the first part, but they would win the second part. They would lose the first part because they wouldn't get scared as easily, but they would win the second part because they wouldn't get scared easily. So, bye-bye, DJ. One thing I want to mention before going into episode 11, there are some, lines that are being crossed right now because, Justin, Noah's rivalry, it's at full heat right now, while everybody on the Gaffers wants to get rid of Eva. And we move on into episode 11. This is a big one. Justin is at a point where after, like, the golf balls and everything, he's lost his man-lady mojo, which means Tyler now has Lindsay, and Justin has nobody. And it's going to be a big factor when it comes to episode 11. The war movie thing. So, I still think the Graffers are going to win because of Duncan, the first part, and they're probably going to win again for the second part because of Lindsay's poor leadership issues, which means they have to vote someone off. Not what Justin wanted. I'm just going to move Courtney here because you guys know she's coming back. So yeah, this is where Justin just fails. He has no one left on him. Justin's gone. Maybe he convinced Tyler to vote for Noah, maybe. Lindsay to vote for Noah, maybe. I don't think so. Justin's gone. And that is the end of the arc between Noah and Justin. Noah has proved himself to be a powerhouse, a total drama machine, if you will. Now we move on to episode 13, the Heist movie challenge. And like I said earlier, we skipped episode 12, even though every 4 episodes is elimination, because episode 12 is an aftermath. Sucks how it works like that, but we just had to go with it. The Gaffers are still going to lose the first part because Owen went crazy over food, and Courtney is going to be stuck with the grips. And I think that that Owen's still going to eat the car parts, which means they lose, and they're going to have to vote someone off. Courtney is safe from elimination. I feel like Lindsay, either Owen or Izzy, and Tyler would still vote for Courtney. Courtney's going to vote for Owen. But Noah is smart. He's not wasting this opportunity to not get rid of Courtney. He's going to get rid of Tyler because, the past couple episodes, Lindsay's been trying to step up as a leader. And I think Noah realizes he can use that to go against Courtney. Since Courtney is a very strong, compatible player, this will be helping to her advantage. Tyler and Lindsay, like I said, they're still going to vote off Courtney. Izzy's going to help with her. It's either going to be Izzy or Owen, whichever one Noah can convince. But that means Tyler is out of here. And right before the merge. Dude never can make it. Except in my videos. If you see the Tyler video, you know. And now that Courtney has made her big introduction, she is going to be very mad at Duncan because Gwen is still in this game. And Courtney does not want Gwen in here anymore because Duncan is hers. They're going to be off terms, but it's kind of how they were in the original action. Episode 15, the sports challenge. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think Courtney's not going to play. She's just going to be yeah, my lawyer said I can't play. This one's too physically challenging. So Courtney's out of here. And by list of how strong you are, it would go Gwen, Duncan, Lashana, and Eva. And I feel for the other team, be these 4. What I said with Courtney, her being taken out of the challenge, you could still have her in, but I don't think the outcome, it would still be the same. You'll see in a minute. For the boxing match between Gwen and Owen, I actually think Owen will win this because him going really slow and punching it really slow. Gwen's not going to take it that seriously. I don't even think she would want to fight Owen. And so yeah, Owen's going to win that one. Duncan against Noah. Duncan's just going to win. Lashana against Lindsay. Think about that for a second. Lashana's just going to win. So it comes down to Eva against Izzy. And I think it's going to be a very close thing. Because Eva will be very good at making basketball shots. But will be creative enough. But I think Izzy's shot's going to be too crazy to the point where it's just not good. Which means, fortunately for Izzy right now, Explosivo is kind of getting on Noah's nerves. In the beginning, he associated with her because she was the only person that was ruthless enough to hate Justin with him. But now that Lindsay's on his side, Noah is starting to get a little pissed at Izzy. And he thinks she needs to see a therapist. So she's going to vote him off for her own good. And also to distance Owen so she can remain in her Hive territory. Noah's going to ask Courtney to vote with him for this one exception where the two can work together. Obviously, Owen will try to vote out Courtney. And Lindsay, why, yes, she'd probably want to vote out Courtney. It was Izzy that got her eliminated. Izzy was the reason that they lost part of the challenge. So Izzy's gonna be gone. Yeah, it's kind of sad because, like, Noah and Izzy had a good relationship, but Izzy's just gotten too crazy for him and he needs to cut ties with her. But do you know what time it is? Say it with me now. Merge Day! Because episode 16 is part of the every 4 episodes rule, which means it's an elimination episode. The spy movie. I feel like Courtney would win the first part like in the original, and Lindsay would win the second part because she just chose blue and got lucky. The elimination this time, I think it's gonna have to be for Big O, because he's still gonna have his, like, hallucinations where, like, he's for everybody's food, and this is gonna start to creep everybody out. Courtney would want to get rid of Gwen. She would vote for Gwen. She would probably be able to convince Duncan. She's gonna be like, all right, Duncan, you gotta get Gwen out of here or else we are done. For real, you hear me? And obviously, Noah would try to vote for Duncan because Gwen could be on her side to get rid of Courtney. And I feel like Gwen wouldn't want to vote for Duncan, so she's going to vote for Owen because Owen is starting to creep everybody out. Lindsay would probably vote for Owen just for his safe. Lashana and Gwen, they're going to team up a vote against Owen. Since Lashana still is mad at Duncan, but it's complicated. And Eva is in the need for an alliance right now because she has nobody. So Courtney's going to convince Eva to join her part of the alliance to get rid of Owen. Which means Owen is gone. That doesn't make sense. Owen would vote for Duncan, so that's 2 votes for Duncan. Courtney and Duncan vote for Gwen, so that's 2 votes for Gwen. And Lindsay, Shauna, and Eva vote for Owen, so that's 3 votes against Owen, which means Owen is gone. Sad, but he'll be back. You'll see. Oops, my bad. Episode 17, the superhero movie. I think Courtney's just gonna win this all throughout because she was able to besides like Lindsay was able to get the better costume, but Courtney was still able to beat the obstacle course. I don't think, it's down to Courtney and Eva. I feel like Courtney would be able to outbeat Eva just by a little bit, not by a lot, but by a little bit, little smudge. And this will be important for the elimination. Get ready, this is about to get really complicated. So Courtney and Duncan are going to vote against Gwen, but Duncan isn't going to want this, so Duncan's going to try to convince Gwen to vote against one of Courtney's good allies, Eva, and Eva is going to vote against Gwen with them, but Lashana and Gwen are going to vote against Eva, and Noah and Lindsay are going to vote against Duncan to try to get him out. So there's 2 votes against Duncan against Noah and Lindsay, 2 votes against Eva from Gwen and Lashana, 3 votes against Gwen from Eva, Duncan, and Courtney. So if you do the math, Gwen's out of here. It's been nice having her on the show, but it's her time to go. That rhymed, and that was not on purpose. That was an accident. The Princess Challenge, Courtney's going to be the princess, and I feel like Lindsay would... I'm just going to put everybody that, fails in episode 20. Lindsay would still fail. I feel like Noah's going to see Duncan cheat, and he's just going to copy off of Noah, and everybody else is just going to succeed. I feel like these 3 are all going to be arguing while Noah takes down the thing, but in last second, Eva comes in, swipes out Noah, and Eva starts climbing up the tower where the 2 have a sword fight, and Eva's like, Courtney's going to be like, well, Eva, let me win. You got to let me win, right, Eva? He's going to be like, no. And then they start fighting. And then Noah from behind, that nobody suspects, takes down Eva from behind. And then him and Courtney start fighting. And Noah's going to end up beating Courtney in the sword fight. I know that's a little stretch, but she's going to be so distracted by Eva that Noah's just going to go on top of the tower behind Courtney and knock both of them down. Which means Noah has immunity from the challenge. So, Courtney's obviously going to be very mad at Eva. So she's going to convince her alliance with Duncan and Duncan now because Eva's gone to vote against her. But Noah thinks this is a great opportunity to get rid of Duncan to get Courtney very angry. Which means Duncan's out of here if it weren't for Courtney's great talking. She's going to be like, do you really want Duncan out of here? Or the girl who can win every other challenge that's strength-wise? And Noah's going to be like, oh, you make a good point. And it's going to, like, come down to the wire. I think she would be able to convince Lashana and probably Lindsay to vote out Eva, because Eva could be very mean. She's able to control her rage this season, but she still will have little outbursts, which will convince everybody to vote off Eva. And Courtney gets away scot-free once again. Episode 20, the Murder Mystery Challenge. I think Lindsay's going to win. People are very confused why Lindsay won in the original. I think it's because she took the, challenge seriously as if, it was an actual movie. And that's why Courtney lost. She didn't take it seriously. Which means Lindsay has immunity, and this is going to get Courtney real mad, Noah real happy, Lashana real happy. And I think everybody's just going to vote off Duncan, Lashana, Noah, and Lindsay. They're going to vote off Duncan, which means Duncan leaves, and we are down to our final four. If not for Owen to come back because of the demon deal he made with Chris. That's right, crazy, wild plot twist, dude. Also, back in episode 20, why the reason they didn't vote out Courtney is because instead of Duncan, it just makes more sense because Duncan made it farther than Courtney, so Courtney definitely has the lesser possibility of winning the game, and the fact that Duncan could not be trusted either side. So if they were trying to make a deal, they wouldn't really know if he would agree to them or not agree, because he's a little angry at Courtney, but not. They don't break up this season, Duncan and Courtney, because the second special, they were together kind of, but broke up kind of. It was very complicated, but we move on to episode 5. Courtney's going to win because it all comes down to that final moment where Courtney wins by trashing the entire house. Lashana would probably get second place, but Courtney still wins. So I feel like Noah and his alliance would get rid of Lashana because Lindsay's been on their side longer. I think it's funny how Lashana gets 5th place in this video and in Island. Just thought of that. And also, yeah, because I really forgot to mention this. I feel really bad. Back in episode 8, the spa day thing, there's no reward for the spa, so Lashana's team doesn't get mad at her because there's no reward, which means Lashana stays good terms on everybody for both instances since she made fun of people in the spa challenge thing. So that's why people weren't mad at her this season. I'm sorry I didn't go in depth with that. That's my bad. But we move on to episode 23, space challenge thing. I still think Courtney's going to win the first part by plugging Owen in the window, which means she gets to choose the order. I think she'll choose Lindsay, then Owen, then Noah, then her. And Lindsay, she'll do terrible. She won't barf because Owen hasn't made it smell yet, but she'll still do pretty bad. And then Owen, he's going to fart in it, which causes Noah to throw up, which leaves a decision for Courtney. Does she go in or does she not go in? And I think she's going to choose to go in since she has no other choice at this point, and she has to go in. She's going to go in. She's going to do longer than probably anybody because Noah threw up, Owen got out real fast, and Lindsay would get out real fast. So that means Courtney wins, and Noah is probably going to vote out Lindsay. Courtney would be happy with this since, it's Lindsay. She didn't really like Lindsay because she was winning all those challenges. And episode 24, it's going to come down to the elimination. I'll get to why I don't discuss the winner, right now. Because Chris is going to fire Owen because Courtney's PDA says that he was a traitor. Noah is going to be pretty okay with it. He doesn't care as long as Owen came back. But that means Owen's eliminated in episode 24. And we have the final 2. Also, 24 was a number of 4, just like every other 4 episodes still. But in the original, it was elimination anyways. So, the final 2, Courtney or Noah. I feel like out of the vote, it will be very hard since these are 2 hated people. Hated by Justin and maybe Beth, because if Beth's still in logo. And Courtney is hated by other people too. Thank you guys for watching. You do not want to know how long it took me to record this. I had to record this many times. This is probably the longest video it took me to record. Comment down below what you want to see next. Take care. Goodbye. This has been that one total drama guy.